In the 25 basic principles of Jewish child rearing, we are now on principle number 20. And this is a relatively simple, straightforward one, helping around the house. A child should feel very much a part of the home. He should feel that the house is his. He should not feel like a guest in a home. So the best way of doing that is let him pitch in. Let him be part of it. Let him feel a certain sense of responsibility. This way, a person, in a sense, becomes part and parcel of this home. He'll feel more at home in this way. And it's up to him and his siblings and other members of the family living in this home to pull together to make the home into a pleasant place to live. Because after all, this should be the real bastion of who we are, our home. And this should be shared by everybody. Now, we know that very often, the mother in particular, she sort of has the responsibility of the domestic running of the home in an orderly fashion, the shopping, the cleaning, the cooking, etc., etc. But she should allocate jobs, roles to all the members of the family and let them feel that they are also part of this whole enterprise that they are now living in. They're living in an enterprise. Everybody should feel a sense of responsibility. There's no such thing as the dirty work. Our rabbis tell us that one of the most respected and prized service in the service of the temple in the times when we had the Holy Temple in Jerusalem was the Kohanim would actually vie for who's going to be the one responsible for Hotzaat Hadeshen, for the taking out of the refuse, removing the so-called garbage. Now, that's not a very dignified form of labor, and yet they vied for it because the Kohanim felt an overall sense of responsibility for everything that's going on in the Beit HaMikdash. And that was deemed a great honor. And they actually would argue over whose turn it was to take out the garbage. So there's no such thing as the dirty labor. Now, this is all a function of the parents' attitude. If the parents are constantly messaging to their children and to other members of the household, "Oh, gee, I've got to do the dishes. Oh, dishes are such a tedious type of thing. What? The garbage? Ah, cleaning up, cleaning up the floors." Every role has to be treated as something. I'm participating in a great enterprise, which is the home. Every role has to be something which is vital, which is necessary, and let's do it with fun. Let's make it into fun. Let's compete with ourselves and see how fast we can wash the dishes, right? Let's see how we can, in the most sophisticated way, clean up the children's toy room, etc., etc. So even if we don't feel like it always, but if the attitude is a positive one, and the attitude is one that this is something which is necessary, it's my home, I'm part of it, then I'll do it with a little song on my lips. And I'll walk around humming, doing any chore, because all chores can be done in a cheerful manner. So this message comes from the parents. And there is, however, one word of caution, and that is don't overburden. There's a fine line. On the one hand, we want the children to be participant, but don't overburden. Remember, they also have their obligations. They've got schoolwork, they've got homework, they have their own social lives and interactions, etc. So, but we have to keep them busy in the home in some manner, and in such a way that they can feel part and parcel of this home.